Hi everyone. So today is Thursday and our read aloud, sorry, it's really cold in my house. Our read aloud today is about an incredible African American woman who lived a life of writing and poetry. And many of her books and her poems and her plays people enjoy today. And maybe someday you want to grow up to become a writer of a book or of poems, which are like, they're not as long as books, but they're important little writings. And some of them rhyme and some of them don't. And I want to tell you her story. And maybe some of you will be inspired that when you get bigger, you're going to use all of our letter knowledge and you're going to write incredible books or poems or plays, just like Maya Angelou did. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see the book. Here it is. Okay, and so let's look at the front cover of this book. This is not like a camera picture of her, but uh, the illustrator of the book drew this picture of her, and they drew a book in her hand to show you that she was an African American woman and that books were important to her. And her name was Maya Angelou. And let's go ahead and read about her and her life. Okay. And the way this book is written, it's written in first person. So it's gonna, when I read it, when Miss Michelle reads it, it's gonna sound like I'm saying it's about me. But you have to I have to pretend that I am Maya and that I am reading or I'm telling you about my life. Okay, so enjoy. And this is a true story. This is the story of her life. I was born in 1928. I had one brother. My grandma raised us. We lived in Arkansas. So she lived in Arkansas, not quite 100 years ago. She was born, but it was her and her brother. Now, she lived in a time, I'm just going to tell you, she lived in a time where not everybody was treated fairly, especially people that had skin that was not white, unfortunately. And so she's going to tell you a little bit about how it was really hard for her growing up. My family was Black. We were treated unfairly. My childhood was not easy. And then over here, it asks you a question. It says, what would it feel like to be treated unfairly? And maybe you already know this. Maybe you have felt like somebody was treated differently than you, and you didn't quite understand why. So let's see, this page tells you about how she coped better, how she made herself feel better. She said, books. Books helped me feel better. I love to read. I also love to sing and dance. I became a performer. Now, yesterday, I think we read about another performer, Aretha Franklin, and she also enjoyed singing, um, just like Maya did. America was changing, and I was part of it. I wanted all people to be treated fairly. So she was one of many people who said everybody should be treated fairly, no matter what they look like. I enjoyed writing. I decided to write a book. It was about my childhood. It was about being Black. Would you like to write a book? Why or why not? Now, some of you might be saying, Miss Michelle, I can't write books yet. Well, you can. You can draw pictures, have a grown up write what you would have the words, or you could try and then ask a grown up to write the correct things underneath. We are all writers, or it could just be a picture book. But I hope someday that you guys write lots of books. The book that she wrote was special. It gave people a new perspective. So perspective means a different point of view. That means they might have been thinking like, people shouldn't be treated equally. But then they might have read her book and the way that she used her words, they said, you know what? I should treat people better. It became a bestseller. That means lots of people read it and bought it, and it won awards. She said, I was famous. I wrote more books. I wrote plays. I wrote poetry. I was a voice for my community. So through her words, she shared what other African American women and men, how they felt, and it touched a lot of people, and it changed a lot of people. And then when she was older, here's a picture of her as she's all grown up. She said, I read a poem when Bill Clinton became president. It was a beautiful moment. I was happy to be an American. And so when she was younger, there's no way that she would have been able to do this because of the way that people were treated who had her skin color. But she helped people change. And she got to read one of her poems at another president, President Bill Clinton's inauguration when he was becoming president, which must have been amazing for her. And she said, I was honored for many years and kept writing until my death. I was an inspirational woman. I wrote, I performed, I told stories through art. And then over here it says, what would you ask her if she was still alive? Do you have any questions for her? And we can look them up. So that's the end of that book. Let's say finish book. Whoa, excellent. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I want to share with you one of my top favorite quotes that she is famous for saying and for writing, writing, and it is, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And so what that means is that they might forget the words you say, and they might even forget something nice or unkind that you did to them. But when you think about somebody, you have a feeling about them, and it's either a really good feeling or it could be like "Oh, I don't ever want to be around that person again." And so I hope, and what she's saying is, be the kind of person that when someone thinks about you, it makes them happy and it makes them want to see you again. Um, and so I always try to be that kind of person, and she's inspired me. So again, I hope you enjoyed that story about Maya Angelou, and um, yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Love you.